I'm Plami, and in this episode of Plami's Thought Zone, I'm gonna be sharing my thoughts on the season finale of the 4th season of one of my favorite shows ever, Charmed. And yeah, I feel like in this video I'm gonna be talking about a lot of the stuff that I also said in the last few videos that I did on the previous episodes. But yeah, honestly, I feel like season 4 overall was just, in a lot of ways, a repeat of what season 3 was, with a few different characters and a new sister. Because, again, in this whole fucking season, we have Cole be bad, turn good, and die again. Like, oh god. I really hope season 5 doesn't go in that direction as well. Because, guess what? In this episode, we find out that Cole is alive. Again, like, he's not gone forever. And somehow, by the end of the episode, he even manages to come back to the Earth realm. Like, how the hell do you even survive getting vanquished? Like, I'm confused. I feel like at this point that means that any demon that gets vanquished is not dead, because, I mean, apparently they can just come back. Or at least there's something special about Cole, and at this point it's not even clear to me whether he's the source, is he still the possessed source, or maybe because of the way he got out of the vanquished realm, he is super evil again. I just don't know, and I really wish the show would explain it to me. Which is funny, because most of the time I don't like shows explaining to me and dumbing it out to me, but at this point I'm just fucking confused. I want to know whether I need to be on his side or on Phoebe's side, because in this episode Phoebe was dumb again. But yeah, the main thing that I just want to say about this episode is, and this season as a whole, is that we already had this kind of storyline that goes for the Phoebe plot and for the main plot of the episode, which was that the sisters were given the choice by the angel of destiny or something about giving up their powers. And I swear we had very similar storyline before. I just can put my mind on which episode exactly it happened in, but it definitely has happened before. They've been definitely willing to give up their powers before, and they were definitely some of the sisters didn't want to, while others did. So I feel like we just rehashed season 3 now. I still enjoyed a lot of the stories and the episodes in this season, but god damn it, do a new storyline at this point. I'm ready for something new. And even with the FBI agent finding out that they're witches, we had that shit again. Like, again, think of something new, god damn it. Although, yes, there were a few twists and turns here, like the fact that the FBI agent, I didn't expect that he would know that they're witches, and that he would just be looking for their help. Although, again, I swear we've had very similar story. I don't know, it just feels like we did. And that I definitely did not expect that he would turn out to be the witch hunter, and the girl that he supposedly told us was a witch hunter would turn out to be a witch. Although, in the back of my head, I was thinking about the fact that her name was Selena, and with a name like that, I feel like you're more likely to be a witch. It just felt like a name you would give to a witch, so I wasn't completely convinced that she was the witch hunter. So I was just waiting for the twist to happen, and when it happened, it kind of was pretty obvious. But I did like the actor and the things that he did, with like how he was ready and prepared for the sisters. His powers had protection against them, but it makes sense when you think about the fact that he is the actual witch hunter. And I don't know who the actress was for the Selena witch, but I liked her as well, and I really felt bad about her whenever she was tied up and was going to burn. I really felt sad about her. I didn't really want her to die, so she emotes really well. That's what I'm trying to say. And yeah, in this episode, as I said, it was about the girls contemplating whether they wanted to give up their powers, and it's very annoying how, I mean, I get why writers do this shit, but from a personal perspective, if I was in that situation, I would think it's very annoying that my sisters, just because my sisters don't want to have their witchy powers, I also have to give them up. Because there have been plenty of witches going around in this show, and they get to keep their fucking powers, but apparently if one of the charms doesn't want their powers, I must lose them. Like, why? Why? Like, and especially Paige in this episode was probably my favorite, some of my favorite moments from her this season. It was like the culmination of her arc this season, in a way, because this whole season she has been the sensible one and the one who has always been the right and doing the right things for the right reasons and everything. And in this episode, she wants to keep the powers, not simply because they're cool or anything, which she does think so, but because she also wants to help people, while the other sisters are a little bit more selfish in their opinions. And I just agreed with her. And yes, honestly, she is probably my favorite sister. Either my favorite or very closely tied with Piper, because I also like her a lot. But Paige, I really liked her as a kid, and I really like her now, to the point that actually, if you were subscribed to my channel in like early 2019 when I first started it, and even if you go and check out my first Charmed review video, you know that I actually named this channel Paige AP at the time, because at the time I was thinking that was a full-on male to female transgender, and I was ready to transition, and I was even with long hair, and I was wearing, I think, even a dress. And by the way, I am still trans, but for simplicity's sake, I refer to myself as non-binary, because even though I do really want to be much more feminine than I am right now, and I would really appreciate any help you can give me with that, like if you can donate through Patreon or something like that, I would really appreciate it. Not only I can't transition full on male to female because it's too much of a pain in my ass to do that in my country, but there are some moments where I do switch back for a little bit to wanting to be a guy. So I guess I'm more of like a gender fluid kind of person with a very heavy leaning towards being female. But I'm gonna explain that more at the end of the video, so stick around if you want to learn more about my current situation in that regard. And the reason why I named this channel Paige AP is because that's the name I had chosen for myself for whenever I get to transition to female. That's what I was going to call myself, because I really like the name Paige. That's the reason, actually. So yeah, she was the most sensible one in this episode, and she wanted to keep her powers, not simply for the wrong reasons, but also for the right ones as well. Piper, for me, the reason why I also really liked her in this episode was especially because at the end of the episode, because for most of the episode she was just on Phoebe's side about not wanting to have their powers because they're tired of being witches and saving the world and everything. But at the end of the episode, she firmly decides to, when she had to help Selena and save her from the fire, I just love how she just took off her jacket, jumped into the fire, and saved her. I really liked her confidence in that scene. It really impacted me in a really cool way, and that's obviously the thing that kind of changed her stance at the end of the episode, that she didn't want to give up her powers because she likes helping people and likes being a witch, you know. But of course, we gotta talk about the elephant in the room, which is fucking Phoebe. And again, in this episode, I didn't only find her very annoying because of the storyline that she's been going on for 2 seasons, with like always screwing up everything possible, so she and Cole would never end up being together, even though they both want that. But in this episode, because we have Cole trying to connect with her, and she ends up going spiritually to the vanquished realm, or whatever you want to call it, and she talks to him. and he's technically alive, and there is a way to bring him back. He can be brought back if the girls go and get the evil book of shadows thing that was shown in the quite a few of the last episodes. But for some dumb reason, she refuses to do that. Like in the main plot, there's also, as I said a little earlier, about the FBI cop that knows that they're witches and that he is keeping an eye on them at first to find out what's going on because of all the cases that the girls have been involved with trying to save innocence. And because of that, they were going to have to not use magic and be very careful about those kind of stuff. So, in the first meeting between Cole and Phoebe, I understand why she said she couldn't do that, because she couldn't use magic at the time to save him. So I was expecting that maybe she would tell him to wait a little bit for the FBI cop to fuck off so they can actually perform the ritual and bring him back. But no, for some stupid fucking reason, she decides to be the most patronizing, stupid bitch possible. And I'm sorry for using that term, but she pisses me off so much. But she becomes super fucking patronizing and just tells Cole to fucking move on. And she even tells her to the face that it's easy for her to say that when she's going to be going to the nice place, aka heaven, while he has to go to hell. And like, I don't understand why Phoebe does not see that. Like, it's obviously written this way, but I don't understand why it's written that way. I think that is bad writing. It's not intended to be anything. It just makes Phoebe seem very aloof and uncaring about Cole. And again, that's why I feel like I don't know why the hell does she even care about her at this point, because she did not want to save him. She even later to the sisters talked to the sisters that she tried to tell Cole that he needs to move on. Move on to fucking where? This is not a breakup, Phoebe. This is him being in hell and there being a way for you to save him from hell, but you're refusing to do that. It just really, really fucking pissed me off and reignited my hate for her. And I feel like, again, this was a way in which Phoebe screwed up their relationship again. So they will not be able to be together again, because after Phoebe leaves the Vanquished Realm, Cole finds a way to get powers, apparently, in the Vanquished Realm, and even at the end of the episodes, gets out of it. And we don't, as an audience, don't know how he managed to get out, and I'm expecting that in season 5 we're going to learn more about that. But I feel like he got evil powers again. Those evil powers are going to influence him again, and he and Phoebe are not going to be able to be together again because of that. And if Phoebe brought him back at that time, he either would have been still half a demon, so he could have been the best of both worlds. He would still have his powers and be able to save her and help him defeat bad guys. Or he would have been a human with no powers, so they could have had a normal life, a normal relationship, and blah blah blah. But no, she had to ruin it again. But whether she did actually ruin it, we're gonna have to see in season 5. But I'm just so tired of her ruining their relationship at this point. At this point, she does not deserve to be happy, if you ask me. And maybe you think I'm overreacting, but I'm just so tired of Phoebe being so goddamn rash. I don't know what word to even use. She's just always too quick to judge and not really doing what she should be doing. Yeah. Other than that, I honestly enjoyed the episode, and I did like the idea of the sisters getting challenged about whether they want to give up their powers or not. It was a cool idea, although I don't quite understand what the consequences of them losing their powers and the slate being wiped clean meant. Because apparently the Angel of Destiny had the power to do that. And he even explained that once he removed their powers, the demons would not be going after them. So how the hell would he make that not happen? He would have to like delete the memories of demons or something. Like, I don't quite understand how he would wipe the slate clean. So I don't really understand what the consequences would have been. Although it was a really nice way how they tied up at the end of the episode, how the Angel of Destiny even said that their choice about keeping their powers or not wouldn't have changed uh, the fact that Piper is pregnant. And I find that to be actually a really nice way to end the season, especially because in the previous 3 episodes we had her revealing that she, or being Soki, that she probably will not. She wants to have kids, but she is not being able to so far. And then in the later episode, it was revealed that she is gonna have a hard time having children for because of all the injuries that she sustains through fighting demons and everything. But she apparently has managed to have a kid, and again, I don't really know where the show is going to go, how pregnant she's going to be next season, whether we're going to actually have the kid in the next season, but yeah, at this point, as I said, I think we are in a completely unexplored territory for me, so I don't really know what to expect from storylines going forward. I really hope everything ties up neatly and everybody ends up living happily, but I don't know whether that's gonna happen. But yeah, in terms of a rating for this episode, I think I'm gonna give it a solid 8.2 out of 10. I think the previous episode was better because I also rated it an 8.9 out of 10, but it was fine. I enjoyed it. It was a nice and more calmer ending to the season, you know? So I enjoyed it. But yeah, I'm curious where we're going to go for season 5, because again, it's an unexplored territory for me, but it's probably going to be a little bit until I get back to watching Charmed, at least maybe a week or two. But I'm going to try to do to watch it again sooner and do reviews to it sooner. And especially if these videos get a decent amount of views, that's gonna make me do it more frequently. But I don't really think they will. But if they do, that'll be great. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please leave a like, subscribe. Also, check out the description to my Twitter if you want to follow me there, and to my Wattpad where I post my stories, because in addition to doing all these videos on my channel, I'm also a writer. And if you enjoy my stories, or you simply enjoy my videos, you can head over to Patreon where you can pledge support and help with the channel going, help support me so I can keep writing the stories you enjoy. But if you don't want to do it, that's completely fine. You can still help me out in other ways, like liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and especially sharing this video with somebody who you think might enjoy it. And I think it's pretty much it for this video, so hopefully I'm gonna see you in the next one. Bye!